Good morning, everybody, and welcome to today's episode of Market Check brought to you by Because Bitcoin. Hopefully, everybody has had a great start to their Wednesday, getting excited for the holidays and spending time with your families. I'm sure we'll say it on the outro, but if I don't, if we don't say it before, happy early Thanksgiving, guys. Um, Hopefully, we all are able to gorge ourselves here over the next 24 hours and enjoy the time that we get to spend with our families, however that is, watching football, having dinner conversations that are uncomfortable, comfortable, or about crypto. Who knows, right? I mean, crypto's pumping, so maybe it's not off the table to have those conversations this Thanksgiving. But welcome to Market Check, guys. They're reminded there is no second best daily market live stream. Um, Appreciate you guys for being here on your holidays and spending any time with us. Given all of the aforementioned things that I just said about spending time with our families. But I'm Tommy. You guys also know me as Snorlax. I'm joined, of course, by Tucker Max and Dr. Janet Yellen. I love seeing that, Will. But yeah, no, let's go ahead and dive right into it, guys. Real quickly, I'm just gonna pester you a little bit. If you can give us a quick like on the video, the algo loves when you do that, of course. And we appreciate you guys for being here, like I said, and spending your holidays with us. But yeah, the market is still digesting all the Binance news we had yesterday, and it has provided a myriad of volatility, both up and down. I can't even remember if all of the headlines were out when we were last live on Market Check. I don't think that CZ had stepped down, or maybe he had right at the end of the show. Either way, guys, we're going to be breaking down all of the potential ramifications that are coming out of that, both from the crypto market over the long term, as well as in the short term, right? Because, like I said, we have had quite a dose of volatility since that has occurred. Had a bit of a puke last night. Then we had a big bounce back, big mean reversion on altcoins, especially ETH is up about 5%. Bitcoin's up about 2 or 3%, but it's held pretty strong given the circumstances, I think. And I see many people calling for a capitulatory event in the wake of these Binance news, and so far the market has not responded to that expectation in kind, right? I mean, this was probably not what a lot of bears expected, given the headlines that we are seeing with Binance. And I think the my curiosity is mostly derived from how is the market going to continue to digest this long term, right? Does Binance still have the same teeth, the same oomph, the same force in the market that it has always had to continue moving things? And doesn't matter, right? Given that TradFi is going to continue to be taking a larger and larger market share within crypto. But yeah, meanwhile, over in equity lands, some pullbacks on some major stocks today. Not really anything too much to note. Hardly pullbacks, right? The indices look very strong, up another 0.5% today. They continue their melt higher, and I'll be honest, I expect that to continue, right? I know that's something that we talked about yesterday. Was many people are somewhat divided on how we close this year. Do we kind of chop around 4,500, or do we melt higher into the end of the year, given the strength of inflows coming into the market in the holiday season, as well as Q1? A lot to talk about, guys, but I'd like to get right into it. We can start with crypto or stocks. I think crypto probably has a bit more going on today. It's just given the Binance news and the pretty epic mean reversion that we've seen in a lot of these altcoin markets over the past few hours. But what sticks out to you guys this morning? Like I said, Binance news is a pretty big deal. Bears probably expected a much deeper dip, and bulls actually, catching some really nice bounces on these alts. Like I said,
Yeah, I mean, I love the alt buyback, right? You have to love it. You have to appreciate it. I'm a little bit skeptical of what's going on with ETH in regards to the OI climb that we've seen. Um, Here I can, yeah, Tucker, maybe you could pull it up. If you could put OI on the bottom there, man. It's I mean, it's nothing short of a twat, man. As soon as we bottomed out yesterday at like 1935, give or take, we basically added on like 200 to 250 million in OI. It's been straight up in a straight line. I mean, it's a little spooky, right? Because it's very clearly longs, right? Longs just aggressively twapping price up, which is fine. But if they start to puke, then we could very easily take out a good chunk of that open interest and probably flush back down to like 1980. So I don't know if spooked is the right word, but I'm just a little like cautious not to want to chase something up here. Like I'm very heavy spot. I'm loving it. That's great. But we're also at that really pronounced point of control, which Tucker's drawn up there. It's basically, I mean, even if you went back to November 1st with that volume profile, like the entire month, the November volume profile, that's our point of control. You don't even have to move it. It's right there. So, we're coming into an area that's a little bit sticky. It doesn't mean we can't break out, but just given how mechanical this open interest climb is, I'm just being a little bit careful up here. That's all. Just a little bit. It's an area in which we've felt the stubbornness before. But I'll ask you this, Tommy. Are you seeing spot supporting this bid at all, or is it perps?
On ETH or on Bitcoin?
Let's start with ETH.
Let's take a look. Because I will say one thing, Max. One of the things that I found so interesting about Spot yesterday was that Spot was just kind of hammering the market last night. That's why we dumped. We didn't have as much open interest as many would probably assume, but Spot sells were just hammering. And there's not really anything too distinct about the Spot signature on ETH this morning. I wouldn't say that it's buying or selling into this open interest, but I mean, there's a very clear TWAP on ETH as far as open interest goes. I mean, you can, like you were pointing out, I mean, it's just kind of this up only flow. And it's not coincidentally, right? We had a tweet this morning about Tether printing $1 billion worth of Tether.
Who could have foreseen?
Who could have foreseen?
Apollo could have foreseen.
Gotta love it. But
The one thing I wanted to point out, though, with that conversation is that bears will come out and say it's manipulation, blah, 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 blah. But again, I have to ask the question every single time. If you know it's manipulation, you see it's manipulation, why are you not playing the manipulation? Right?
As Tommy says, it's not a bug, it's a feature.
Exactly.
If you know it's manipulated and you know it's a scam, then play along with it,
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with being a part of, especially as a consumer.
But I don't think this is a scam, by the way. Like, this is just somebody very aggressively entering the market. That's all.
No.
It is. Like, it's not a scam. It's just it's a little bit untraditional,
Yeah, the reasoning for that statement is not to say that it's a scam, but it's just to say that like anybody who says those type of things and is not playing the move, they're just talking. They're literally just trying to create talking points on why they think that their bearish thesis is right and why them sitting sideline is the correct decision. It doesn't make any sense at all to say I know there's manipulation, but I'm not willing to play it. I'm going to stand here and fight against the machine. It's like, what is the machine? You're involved in crypto. What's the machine? What are you fighting against? Are you fighting for the good of all people?
I'd be a lot more worried and concerned being completely sidelined and refusing to participate because a few large CT accounts are still like perma bears.
That's what I'm saying.
We're getting to this point where, the spot ETF is very likely going to be approved within the next, I think it's like 50 days. And you're seeing buybacks like this across the board. And it doesn't mean we can't go back down. And it's also Thanksgiving, which is, kind of known for being a little bit of a scam. But, we've been prospecting this ETH rotation now for a while. You're seeing ETH BTC looking really solid, man. Here, I'm going to pull a Tommy and steal the chart real quick. Here's ETH BTC, man. Here's the lower time frame. Look at it, man. So this big green candle that we had here was when news broke that there was possibly a spot Ethereum ETF in the works as well. So we came back, retraced the entire move, filled in all of the inefficiencies because it happened very quickly, right? Like if you look at this move, This is a very, very thin profile right here. I mean, this was like there was volume, obviously, but there wasn't much time spent there, right? So we came back, we filled in all the inefficiencies. We left a 12-hour order block right here before the move, came back, wicked into it, and now we're starting to break out and break upwards on ETH BTC. So I'm looking at this and I'm saying, all right, we know that December typically has like the best 90 to 120 day ROI for Ethereum, specifically before a Bitcoin halving year as well. Okay, now I know there's only a couple data points here, but point being is even excluding the halving year, December has been a very good time to buy Bitcoin, and it's November 22nd. And Tucker said this to me privately and maybe on the show, but I think if we can just survive November without anything like really terrible happening, December can be a pretty solid month for Ethereum, or at least
Max,
start accumulating. Yeah.
let me ask you a question, and this is a kind of an important one. What
Will, I love
else?
important questions, please.
What else? What else can happen in crypto to take down markets?
Well, just like it works to the bull side on any given day. All right. On any given day, man. Anything can happen.
You get where I'm going with the conversation.
I do.
Right?
I do.
Yesterday.
I do. Like what you're implying is the largest, darkest looming cloud that we've had overhead, which is Binance insolvency. That's effectively been removed from the equation, right?
It's been invalidated. If he's able to pay $4 billion for a fine, it's been invalidated.
I think he should, man. I mean, his net worth at peak bull was like $80 billion or something like that. It was crazy. He should have that kind of money. But yeah, I mean, it's a good point. But I view it more in terms of probabilities rather than like certainties that nothing can go wrong, because everything could go wrong at any given point, just like everything could go right at any given point. But you have to look at it and you go, all right, what are all of the negative catalysts? What are all of the headwinds? What are all the tailwinds for crypto? And we've just removed the largest headwind, which was Binance FUD. And the largest tailwind that we still have is a spot ETF approval in less than 2 months. And even if that ends up being a sell the news event or a non-factor, I think there's still a lot of time to price in that news, which again, should going into December, paired with a Santa Claus rally, paired with, equities probably moving closer to an all-time high and looking good day after day, I think you have to look at it and go, all right, why would crypto not be a beneficiary of, all these tailwinds? And what are the new headwinds? If Binance is not a headwind anymore, what is it? So yeah, I agree with you, Will. I do agree with you.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a bear here, I would love to have a conversation around just what else can bring.
This is the fractal that Evan Casey's been referencing. I just figured out what it was.
Yeah, that's it,
it's
man.
the November 2020 fractal.
Okay, hang on. I have a question for you now, Tucker. Let's toy with this just a little bit. All right. If this happens, if something like this happens, what happens to Bitcoin dominance on that move? The reason I ask is, Ethereum aside, I think ETH would do well. Are, a lot of our favorite centralized exchange alts, from 2020 to 2022, are they going to get absolutely left in the dust? Or are we going to see like the casino doors open up and things just get nuts?
Valhalla.
You think we're going to have alt season paired with that Bitcoin move?
So what happened? Let's just look at November, the end of November 2020. Let's see it right here. Actually, let's just go back. So the end of November 2020, right here. I guess the move already happened. Okay, so when this happened, we had this move up. Bitcoin dominance rose, and then it nuked. And then it rose again, and then it basically went down only after that. I mean, I would expect Bitcoin to lead. I would expect dominance to lead and go up. And then I would expect it to rotate. And alts would probably get dragged up, on this move higher from Bitcoin. But then I would expect dominance to probably start downtrending for a little bit.
So maybe once Bitcoin starts to cool off, let's just say Bitcoin goes to Will's target of like 48 or something like that. Was that your target, Will? Was it 48?
Yeah, it's 42 then 48.
Okay, so let's say Bitcoin goes to 42 and then cools off a bit, like right there, Tucker. Then altcoins can catch up. And then Bitcoin goes to 48 and then cools off. And then altcoins.
Well, what happened in the previous cycle was this 42 was double the last all-time high before dominance peaked and then started nuking, right? So I mean, that would imply you go to like 120K before dominance starts nuking.
I don't
Obviously,
think we need to make an all-time high for dominance to nuke, though.
Yeah. I mean, like, we had dominance come from 67 down to drop 7% before we even started ripping. And then it kind of ground up. And then that was the peak for the entire cycle.
I mean, altcoin season happens when Bitcoin begins to distribute, right? I mean, as soon as the Wyckoff distribution happened, Bitcoin dominance started moving down. It became alt season.
You really don't want it to be alt season until all-time highs.
Yeah,
exactly. You don't. You want to see Bitcoin fully break out, and then you get this action as Bitcoin starts ripping again, and then you get alt season. And then you distribute.
I don't know if I subscribe to that channel, but
you don't subscribe to our channel, Will?
Will.
Guys, speaking of subscribing to our channel, thank you for that reminder, Will. We have 21 likes on the stream. We got 46 people watching. I know it's basically a holiday. We got a lot of people from the US watching, but guys, if you could just take one quick moment, do us this Thanksgiving favor. This is the Thanksgiving crypto special brought to you by the Market Check cast here because Bitcoin. Please just take one quick moment, hit that thumbs up button for us, guys. It does absolute wonders for the channel. It does wonders for our growth. And the reason that we are able to grow so fast is because of your guys' consistent support on a daily basis. You know the routine, guys. You know what's coming at you. You knew I wouldn't let you get away with it. We need some more likes on the stream, guys. We got 47 people watching, 48 people watching, 26 likes. All I ask is you just take one quick moment and help us out. If you're enjoying the content at all, or maybe you're not enjoying the content and you're like, man, I'm super bearish and these guys are talking about 48K per Bitcoin. I hate these guys. Then like the content so that more people like you can come in and hate on us for being bullish. So please consider liking the content so we can continue to spread our bullish propaganda. But yeah, thanks, guys. And furthermore, if you are new here, maybe you came from Twitter, maybe you found us through YouTube Explorer. We are Because Bitcoin, and this is our daily live show, Market Check. We are live 5 days per week, Monday through Friday at 10:50 a.m. Eastern Time. This is the full cast, less one guy. We got an all-star. He's also a professional chef. His name is Jackus. He's traveling with his lovely girlfriend right now, but he will be back next week. So if you guys are new here, please consider subscribing to the channel as well. We love watching that subscriber count grow. All of our hard work is starting to pay off, and it's because of you guys, the loyal audience, the committed audience, because you guys always like and you always subscribe. So guys, please consider liking and subscribing and doing us that solid. Thank you guys so much.
Okay, so real quick, the contention, at least if we're in the Evan Casey, we're going to call it the Evan Casey fractal, is that this is this, right? This vertical accumulation. Okay, so dominance, and we're maybe right here on this red candle, right? So dominance went up another 6% while Bitcoin put in these type of candles, right? That would imply I think this would be something like 50K up here. This would put you probably at like 42, right? That would be like Bitcoin, doing something like that, right? So I don't know. And then you get the nuke and dominance after you get a pretty healthy correction, right? So Bitcoin, this was the old all-time high, but Bitcoin dropped 16%. And if we're saying that's 50K, then you're looking at like
But that's what we've been discussing, Tucker. We've been saying like we probably see 50, but we're gonna get a massive correction from there.
Well, I like 48. I like 48 because it was that complacency shoulder we put in. 48. So if we go like, we blast to 42, we chop a little bit, 48 back to 40, right? And then you really start chatting. And then that's when dominance starts to creep back up. But
yeah. And if you put SPY next to that chart, you can see the move. Like it's plain as day. SPY and Bitcoin are almost tracking each other, right? It's just Bitcoin's lagging SPY.
Yeah, like where was that?
It was the same exact spot on the rejection on SPY when SPY came all the way back to 4,100.
Yeah, I wish I had that. Actually, I'll just do it again. That SPY fractal that you had that we put on there was actually pretty nice.
And that same revisit is the same revisit Bitcoin would see at like 30, 33K.
Shoot, what was the fractal?
It was, you gotta zoom out. That's basically like that's like Bitcoin.
We're mid-range right now of that move.
Pull up Bitcoin next to it, Tucker.
Are you saying we're in here?
No, up. Nope, down. Mid-range, mid of that range, right? We're in there.
Right in here?
Yep, we're right in there.
Okay, so let's just like this type of fractal.
Yeah, but you're gonna come back down just like what it did.
Okay. Let's just track that then.
Just track the whole move. That breakout right there is your 30K breakout.
Here, Tucker, I'm gonna steal the screen and show you. I got it up here.
You got it?
Yeah, I got it up here. I'm making it right now. We're cooking.
We got new chefs in the house.
Yeah. So here's what Will is saying, man. Let's pull it up here. So we got Bitcoin. We got Bitcoin on the left. We got SPX on the right. Let's take a look at this.
That's your shoulder right there.
I mean, this kind of area, right? We'll just go from like, right up in here. And then on Bitcoin, that would be like right up in here. Give or take. It won't be perfect, but like this region. All right. This is what Will is saying.
I see. Okay. And that was, what is that on Bitcoin? 48?
And then grab your 30K support and then grab your $4,100 support.
Hang on here, boys.
That's why anybody who's saying it's bearish, like, bro, as long as you remember about 30, you can't say it's bearish. This is not possible.
So like this, Will?
Down a little bit though. You want to catch it on the breakout where it broke, where it's holding resistance. Right in there. Yeah.
Right here?
You want that confluence of where everything's touching.
Yeah, so I mean Will's expecting boom, 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 boom. Oh, recession. Recession. Oh.
And everybody's gonna call for 16, 15K again.
Recession. Oh my gosh. Like this. Is that right, Will?
Yeah. That's and here's the thing: bulls are gonna get mad that I pointed this out. Bears are gonna be like, if it goes back down there, it's over. And I'm gonna lose situation with this thesis with people, but it's a really, a really clean look when you look at these two charts side by side. And it's the lower high, right? It's the lower high of both charts.
This would make a lot of sense if you really think about it. Like, even from a timing perspective.
I mean, ETH right now is either about to break out or it's a great short.
Yeah.
Or it's a fantastic short from here. Look at this thing, man. Throw it back over here. I mean,
I'm just a little spooked by the OI. Like I'm a man who owns a lot of Ethereum, just to be clear. But I'm a
Max,
little spooked by that twop upwards, guys.
think about them running that OI to 48K. These people not closing their positions, thinking they caught the bottom, and they bring it all the way back to like 30, 33K.
that's your OI top level.
You'll wipe out everybody across
That's where
the
you
board.
top 2.16 Billy. We're getting close.
Champ, Champ in the comments says, why is FTT up 33%? I'll just tell you this, Champ. Just don't even look at the coin. Like, you're gonna get drug into some kind of scammery, and you're gonna get sucked into it.
Tyrell, you make a great point, bro. We are far too used to bear market OI.
Yep. That's why I think they run it. That's why I think they run it, man. They're gonna get these people complacent in the longs, and they're gonna take it all away.
I mean,
And then
it's
they're gonna
still
get
kind of that level, though, man. It's still kind of that level. Top.
look.
Top.
Honestly, Tucker, like I look at OI now, and I've been studying it since you guys have been bringing it up. I'm not an OI expert or anything like that, but I look at it like stochastic, right? It can remain overbought or oversold for long periods of time, regardless of how hard the chart's moving.
Where was
I'd be more concerned if the funding was higher.
how's funding?
I mean, it's not overheated yet, but as we saw when it was that hot last time, it was a hard cap on price, and I still think that will remain the case if you see it get that high again.
I mean, in the bear market, you could argue it's this level, though, right? It's this level of OI that gets you almost 3 billion. Right?
I don't think we've hit excess OI on ETH yet.
Yeah.
I think we were there like 2 weeks ago, relative to the move. But I think the biggest thing that you need at this point is you got to hope that some of that open interest coming in that's built up is short biased, right? Because that's a big reason why, we're able to continue climbing price even with OI above that line, right? Because you have forced buyers propelling price.
Yep.
I mean, you really haven't seen this before.
That's the thing a lot of people forget, Tommy. I love how you bring that up. You have forced buyers. And people don't think that buyers can be forced into the market. Oh, yeah, they can. Especially if they're portfolio managers and so on and so forth. They're going to be forced into this market. It's the same thing GME did, or AMC. Like all these plays that basically wrecked, your big institutions. Those people force them back into the market.
We see the coin margin funding. That could be a key. Okay.
How do we look on coin margin?
That's a Coinalyze thing. Because that was what the thing with Bitcoin at the last high was that the shorts were not Tether denominated. They were Bitcoin denominated. And those were the guys who really got cleaned out when we set that high up to 38.5. I think you'd be looking for something like that on ETH as well. I would imagine that there are probably people hedging spot with coin margin shorts, right? It's just easiest to do something like that.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, but all that's going to do is it's going to drive prices higher.
Yes, if the OI is coin margin biased, but ETH, it's a little hard to tell, man. ETH, it's a little bit harder to tell. I do think this is giving you a precursor that at some point ETH is going to mega rip. It's just a matter of timing.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
it could just be a
rip.
December thing, man. It could just literally be waiting for the turnover of the month. Like if we get a strong November monthly close, it could just start very early in December and be that simple.
But here's the thing, Max, and I think you're right on that. With the December, like price could remain relevantly mute throughout the rest of the year, but I think Q1 would be absolutely, you know, a ripper of risk. I just do. Like, if you look across the board, and I'm looking at like Black Friday deals too. So here's another way I'm measuring it. You're getting a lot of Black Friday deals that are getting sold out. Like you can't buy the items, right? Whereas like when you're in a market that's broke, you'll get Black Friday deals that continue to roll over past Black Friday, and it's not even Black Friday yet.
Yeah, I'm just looking at some Januaries.
The strength of the consumer, in my opinion, is it's coming back. Yes, they're broke, but I think it's coming back. I mean, we can even see that though, Max. Even in our Giga chats, right? Like a lot of these guys, like they're doing well, right? As far as these
Oh, the
markets
Giga
go.
Chads are doing really well. That's a different thing, though, man. That's a different genre of human being, you know.
They're Giga Chads, man. Literally.
You seen their jawlines, man? Just chiseled,
Perfectly chiseled.
perfectly chiseled, man. It's insane.
January's usually good, boys. January's usually good. Breathe.
Let's pull a Tommy and go back to me, man. Let's pull a
man.
Tommy, steal the chart. I want to look at ETH too, real quick, just from this lens. And this is what you
gotta take it, Max. You gotta take the chart.
Oh yeah, I gotta pull a Tommy and take it.
Yeah, there you go.
So we got.
You sure it's not too old for
that? We got BTC. We got SPX. And we got E. Someone compliment me on how amazing this drawing is right now. This is, oh yeah, hands of a surgeon.
Yeah,
we got ETH.
You should turn that into an NFT and sell it.
Would you buy it, Will? One of one?
I would buy it. One of one.
Thank you. I mean, if this happens, guys.
What is that blue line on ETH? Like 1900?
1960.
Yeah.
I'm a little skeptical. I think that occurs, but
3600.
The skeptic or doesn't make sense.
Well, I'm just kind of, and this is a higher time frame thesis, but I think in general I'm a little bit skeptical on the ETH bull case as long as you have L1s taking as much market share as they are. That's a big reason why ETH has failed to outperform, for sustained stretches, is that you get that period where ETH really moves aggressively. But then people just continue to chase beta, right? They move down into the layer ones like a Matic, a Sol. I mean, there are countless other L1s that have just kind of diluted, in my opinion, the Ethereum bull thesis and made it very difficult for it to sustain a pump. Because we used to look at ETH as, that was like really the only layer one that you would pump. Because it was the only one, it had a very concrete thesis, in my opinion, and a concrete bid that was very sustainable, right? That beta, that original crypto altcoin, but now it's viewed more as ultrasound money. No, and now it's viewed more as closer to Bitcoin, right? Where you've kind of graduated from super high beta into maybe potentially institutional asset, but where Bitcoin has, I think, more of a defined thesis or bull case at this point, Ethereum is still trying to distinguish itself from its layer ones that have spawned as a result of its success.
Okay, so what layer ones do you think are stealing market share from ETH?
All of them.
Name a couple.
I just named some of them.
I mean, Solana for sure.
Layer ones. I mean,
I would agree. Solana.
BNB, AVAX, Matic, Atom, Optimism, Phantom, Near. I mean, it's not as much the network usage, which I will say from an on-chain standpoint, Solana has had a lot more on-chain movement recently than ETH. But really just as like the market caps in general, right? It's just kind of diluting, I think, the Ethereum thesis, because I mean, what's the combined market capitalization of all these different layer ones, right? Like Binance Chain, AVAX, there's just a whole myriad of them. And because there are so many just crap chains, it has, like I said, it has diluted ETH, whereas you would think it would kind of promote Ethereum's value against those chains. I think it's had the opposite effect. But we might, over a higher time frame, that Ethereum bull case, right? Because it is probably a better chain than the other ones, at least as far as perception goes, you would like to think that rotation back into ETH occurs again. But I don't know when that time is.
So you're talking about on-chain activity in Solana having more than Ethereum?
Right now, for sure, yeah.
Well, where I was going with this is, do you think that that's more so a direct result of the price appreciation and people getting more involved in their ecosystem, where if we saw Ethereum up at 2,500, you would begin to see a lot more on-chain activity with ETH as well? Price moves first, then you start to see sort of the on-chain metrics and, really bullish sentiment pick up around it.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's like we said before the call, it's all about incentives, right?
Yeah.
People will go where the money is. And for ETH, the money was there earlier this year, but the token still really couldn't sustain a pump, which I found pretty interesting, right? I mean, when people talk about shitcoining, they talk about, all right, I will buy either Bitcoin or I'll buy altcoins as beta to ETH, but rarely do they talk about actually ETH, or if they have, most of the, I think, rhetoric around Ethereum this year has been around its underperformance relative to those alts.
What about its overperformance to the downside, going back to the bear market, where just about everything, Bitcoin included, made a new low from FTX, but ETH did not? Can it work both ways? Or do you view that muted volatility is actually just an overall hindrance and we should have made a new low to be more bullish?
I don't know about making new lows specifically, but I definitely agree that the overall lack of volatility in ETH has been a big problem, right? Because if you're a trader and you get better volatility in Bitcoin and alts, if you're an investor, you get better gains or better beta in alts. It makes it a little bit more difficult for Ethereum as an asset to find a niche, right?
Mm-hmm. No, that's fair. And speaking of muted volatility, the volatility on the like button today is extremely muted. So guys, we have 63 people watching. We have 38 likes. Guys, this might be the lowest like count to viewer count ratio that we've ever had on this show, guys. I need a favor from all of you guys. We show up here every single day. We work our hardest. We show you guys charts. We debate each other, whether ETH is bullish, whether ETH is bearish, whether it's a short, whether it's a long. We go through all of it. And I need a favor from you guys here on the Thanksgiving special. We're not going to be here tomorrow, guys. We got to give it our all today. Okay, tomorrow's Thanksgiving. I need you to not just fondle the like button, not just caress the like button. I need you to smash it. I want to see pictures. I want DMs from you guys of broken mouses, because you smashed the like button so hard that you broke your mouse. Here's my mouse. Okay. I want to see broken mouses. I want to see
mice.
Mises?
Mises.
Broken meese. Okay. I want to see broken meese.
Props.
Guys, smash that like button. Thank you guys. All right. We're up to 41. We're getting a little bit better. Still not great, man. That means that right now there's over 20 of you that are sitting there right now with your arms crossed going, I don't really feel like liking it. Can't make me like the stream. There's over 20 of you, stubborn unlikers. All right, guys. If you're enjoying the content, please help us grow the channel. Please help us continue to grow the brand with consistent liking of the like button. Okay. Please hit that like button. Thank you guys so much. Furthermore, if you are new here, this is Market Check brought to you by Because Bitcoin. We got our normal cast here, -1 named Jackus. He will be back next week. But yeah, guys, if you found us from Twitter or perhaps on the YouTube Explore page, please consider subscribing to the channel as well, guys. please consider subscribing so you can be made aware of when we go live. And again, we are live Monday through Friday at 10:50 a.m. Eastern time. This is our daily live YouTube show. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you guys for getting the likes up to 44 likes, it looks like. Pretty good, guys. Pretty good. Looks like we
Nice.
lost Tommy. He's hanging out with family for Thanksgiving. But yeah, Tucker, let's go over to you now. I see you working some magnets in the background.
Yeah, you see me working on the magnets,
I see
man.
you working magnets.
Didn't Jackus say he's not going to show up on Monday if we couldn't get to 50 likes?
He might,
Oh,
yeah, he
man.
might be protesting, man. We'll see. I'm gonna try to convince him, but he's that greedy Jackus, man. He wants all the likes.
That greedy Jackus,
Yeah,
man.
the greedy Jackus, man. He wants all of his likes.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think this FVG is probably a magnet, guys. It's probably a magnet. Obviously, we're struggling here a little bit, but we're not getting that like one candle rejection, right? Like one candle rejection. We're hanging out up here, right? Which I think is a good thing. So I think if you can probably 2050-ish, if you can hold 2050, I think you look pretty decent. I mean, more locally. Obviously, we have the meme trend line that has been capping ETH pretty successfully thus far. And then you got this, right? So I don't know. I think if you can get above like 2070, you're gonna clean out every short from up here with haste. And then that's probably when this becomes a magnet. But
So you think if we break out of this consolidation or reaccumulation range, that's when the breakout begins?
yeah, I think if you get above like 2070, 2075, you're just gonna start flying, honestly. Assuming Bitcoin doesn't look bad, which it doesn't, right? I mean, this is kind of an odd PA structure, but
Yeah.
I don't even know what to call this, but yeah, assuming Bitcoin can continue holding like let's see. Yeah, assuming Bitcoin can continue to hold like that channel, right? Like
Tucker, if you look at SPY in that mid range, it did the same as that thing.
yeah.
Just sat and hovered.
Yeah, as long as Bitcoin can kind of hold this, let me make this one. Yeah, then I think ETH looks primed to probably just teleport like 25%. It would probably have to be in confluence with Bitcoin going to like 41K, but yeah.
I got another little chart for you, another addition to my previous chart. You want to see it? I added on ETH BTC right here, man.
Are you gonna draw it out?
Brother, you already know.
There we go.
ETH BTC. Yes. I'm just looking at this and I'm going, all right, what if, actually this would be like technically up here, but I would kind of be targeting like this region.
Yeah.
Because if we look at this, we say, all right, here's your falling wedge trap, breakout to the bottom. Then what if this like the meme fake deviation breakout thing, actually happens here where, this is your deviation and then you actually just like go straight up from there, 0.07.
Deviation, bro.
Yeah, so how would the percentages work here? Let's just take a measured move from right here. ETH BTC would go up just roughly here 25 to 30%.
Well, that's the move you'd need just to get from here to 2,500 on ETH.
So we need.
So Bitcoin wouldn't even move.
No. It would be fine. It'd be fine.
Oh, well, that's to 3,600. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm saying this move. So if Bitcoin goes to 48K, so I just chose the midpoint of this. So Bitcoin goes to 46K, It's 27% move. ETH goes up to the midpoint here from roughly where we're at, 64%.
You probably have to do it at 54%. See what 54% looks like.
All right. So
That's-
just over
that's
3,000.
probably-
So that's the
yeah.
move right there, guys.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
literally the move. And that'd be filling in the last inefficiency perfectly. So 3,200. So that would be ETH BTC going up to 0.07, give or take. Bitcoin going 48K. ETH going, 3,100, 3,200.
Well, let's talk timing, Max. Let's talk timing because check the S&P timing versus Bitcoin, and then we can extrapolate. But
Timing from like here to where?
From like
That was
where
3
are
months.
where are we on the S&P in Bitcoin terms right now?
I would say that we are, just like right up in here.
All right, so what's the timing of the peak?
The timing of the peak, man, from roughly right here was just over a month.
Oh, a month. Okay, I was
Just over a month.
A month. Okay, so that would be what? That would be like Christmas, basically. We're just gonna rip until
Just
Christmas.
moon into the end of the year.
Yeah, and then correct.
Good luck with your tax loss harvesting, bro. We're moving.
Yeah. So this implies ETH to 3,200 and then back to 1950.
Why back to 1950? Oh no, I don't think we need to. By the way, I don't think we need to retest this stuff perfectly. What I'm kind of thinking is going to happen here for like ETH and for Bitcoin. Let's go to the let's go to the monthly time frame. I'm kind of expecting this inverse monthly FVG, like the mid range of it, to hold. I kind of think we'll come back to like 35. Bounce there instead.
What would that be for ETH? Like
It'd be like this.
23?
Well, ETH has one too. Let's see.
Yeah, I know. I think it would be like 23.50 maybe.
Yeah. Let's see.
The mid range.
23.43. You were so far. You were so far off, man.
Just eyeballing it.
So I don't think we need to come back perfectly. I actually think it would probably be this, man. So if we just draw like our normie here, we'll go down to the lower time frames now.
Yeah,
Let's do this. I hear your feline.
Yeah, she's loud, man.
I'm picturing this, man. See, like our normie wedge right here.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe you just come back, retest like this region after the breakout, which would maybe be like 2,300.
Yeah, I like it. And so that would be what, 34K on Bitcoin, you said?
Yeah,
about.
That's such a loud cat.
I might have to do something about the cat. Hang on, I'm just gonna let her in.
That's so funny. She's let me in. Yeah, man. So this would be basically just retesting like where we're at now, but I'd say maybe even like a little lower, so here we'll put it as this right now, man. We'll put this inverse monthly FEG. We'll label this just so everybody can remember it. We'll go to the right and we'll also make this green. And then up top here, this is just kind of like the region I think we would go to. Not even like a set level.
Mm-hmm.
But I would think that, this monthly FEG is destroyed, man. We're above it now. Like, we're going to go up wherever, somewhere around here. Who knows? Maybe we take out the top of it. Who knows? Take out all that liquidity, man. That'd be fantastic. But whatever. We'll just go right here. Then we come down, do this, then upperoni. And I think that this FVG from down here at between 30 and 35, maybe this gets tagged right here,
Yeah.
Maybe now because everybody wants it right now.
I know that's the one I have marked out too on Bitcoin.
Everybody wants this one. I'll put this
Mhm.
inside of it. So, yeah, man, I think this is an interesting scenario for sure.
What's the timing? Is that drawn out timing wise accurately?
Probably not. No. So this would be, I mean, we'd have to just move this.
This is why I don't let the cat in the room, man. She just knocks things over.
Oh man.
There's
So
a wooden like sculpture thing of a shark, and it's awesome. And she just knocked it over.
Oh man.
It's fine though. It's fine.
So
Alan.
here's probably the timing. This is
Yeah,
probably
that's
what we're
what-
looking for right here.
Yeah, yeah.
This would be like a nuke into the halving. This is May right here.
Yeah, see, that would destroy people.
Destroy people and then
Mhm.
just rip.
Run it back, turbo. They're the halving doesn't matter. Recession imminent. It's completely over.
Alan goes, what the hell was that?
I know. That's so Alan. That's a cat, man. That's what they do. Yeah, I like that.
I'm going back to you.
Yeah, I like that. Just run it up. I mean, because that's what happened in what am I on? Bitcoin. I need BLX. Oh, there's the halvings. That's what happened in 2015. Yeah.
We drop right into the halving. Yeah, we did. We dropped right after it. That date is correct?
Yeah. So we dropped.
So ripped into the halving.
Yeah, like
is what we're
completely
proposing to do now.
chatted. Like I mean, what was this? 75% into the halving, and then
But Bitcoin is also $400.
Yeah, and then dropped 37. So temper those percentages, and you've probably got something like what we're gonna do, because we're just obviously not in this cycle. Like this didn't really happen, right? This is it really does. This is what Jackus was talking about too. Like it's just been like bottoming range, next block.
Well, the thing
Stair
is
step.
people were looking for the dramatic move like COVID again, right? And it just wasn't there. Like I don't know, like where or why people were coming up with that.
Well, we
But,
didn't
like-
even get this. We didn't even get that really. Like we got more like this action. Like we had a lot of sideways. Like
Yeah,
I think
a lot of time
we
to
had a
accumulate.
lot of sideways, man. A lot of this, right?
Everybody's always complaining, hey, I wish I could have got things at those prices.
Yeah.
You guys got
this.
you guys got to accumulate. Well, guess what? Everybody got to. Everybody is here right now. All of you had the opportunity and still had the opportunity, in my opinion, going into the next bowl.
Will,
Yeah,
something that you said a while ago was it was simple yet profound. All right. You said to me when Bitcoin was at like 25 or 26K, somewhere around there, you said, look, man, I could maybe see us going down a little bit lower. I could maybe see like 23. You want that CME gap. I could maybe see it, but if you had given me the opportunity to buy Bitcoin, sometime in 2021, down here at between 20 and 30K, I would have jumped all over that opportunity. And now here we are.
Mm-hmm.
And that was moving for me because I was getting very caught up in the low time frames because I spent the past like year plus just being quick in and out of these little trades, and the ones that were the quickest to take profits on these trades were typically the ones that were doing the best. The ones that had paper hands were doing the best. You could buy something at a local range low, sell it at the range high, and then it was almost a guarantee the move would retrace. Nothing was holding its structure, Bitcoin included. But you said that to me, Will, and I said, man, he's so right. Like I was happy to buy Bitcoin above 40K, going into like the peaks, and it ended up being, great. But I was looking at it going, man, like I missed it. I'll never get to buy Bitcoin, below 30K again. Like it's over, that's it. And that actually, that it opened my eyes a little bit. Like it was a splash of cold water in the face because as a trader, as somebody, my job here is I come here every single day, and I talk about markets, and I narrate what's happening on the lowest of time frames, and it's hard to zoom out sometimes.
Yeah, it seems like the old man trade. You know, everybody looks at it and they're like, "Oh, you're not gonna make money following those old people. Or you're not gonna make money doing the old thing." Like you make the money on two different plays. One is the bear side. You got the scalping market where the market's gonna be very scalpy. You can scalp it a lot, and I did that too. I played the bear scalp. And then you got the more secular move market, which is where you could swing a little harder, you could swing a little longer on the moves, and then you get into a market that consolidates into a range, and then at a certain point, it's like you have to just start bidding, right? You just have to start buying positions and holding them because you're going to get X's at that point. And we've seen that, right? We've seen the X's come. And honestly, I think there'll be a lot more X's at the same time too. That's kind of the thing that, a lot of people aren't willing to recognize. And I think we're moving into that type of market to where if you're not bidding those type of things, you're you're gonna miss the meat, right? You're gonna miss the meat. We always talk about the meat of the move.
Can you fit all this on? Can you go back to the 2015 cycle as well and put those same fibs on?
Yeah, wait, let's see how far back this chart goes. Yeah.
Yeah.
It does.
No, because you'll need the fib retrace from the previous high.
So
I mean, we're basically right underneath that level.
that's 618.
Yeah. Here, actually, let me.
Yeah, we're underneath it. So we kind of have yet to put in that candle that gets us above it, honestly.
So,
I mean, you could argue. Actually, you could. Okay, so here's November of that pre-halving year, November 23rd. Let's make that green. Obviously, that's where we are right now. It was a $350 asset at the time, so obviously it looks terrible and choppy, but I mean, that's probably where you are. You're probably in this little between the 382 and the 618, right? And you're probably just going to do this until this was before the halving, though. We rocketed up and then we chopped, right? So yeah, probably chop. The halving's a little sooner this time, though. Okay, so wait, let's play around with that. So at this point, we were 231 days from the halving. Right now, we're only 154, right? So let's make this 154. Yeah. So you had chop until you were 56 days out. So that would imply 3 more months of chop before we start chatting. I don't know. With the ETF and such, I think you've got catalyst to move before that happens. But point being, you want to be spot allocated by the yearly open of the halving year, period, end of story. You just do.
Which is 5 weeks away, 5.5 weeks away.
Yeah, and so Champs is saying we topped just before the halving at the 786, which would be 48K. Right.
Cool,
So
cool,
that
cool.
I mean that lines up with what you were drawing out. And ETH at 3,500 or whatever.
Yeah, man, it might just be time to shove spot and turn your brain off a little bit. As tough as that
Yeah.
is sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, no, that's the best, man. That's the best.
That's what I've been doing all month, man. I mean, you
Same.
know my trading volume. We're on the same on the same link, man. I haven't barely traded. I've traded like a fraction of what I normally do. It's been kind of nice. I've been nibbling a little bit, but I've just been hanging out in spot, just chilling.
Well, it's the best because you can hold spot knowing that it's going to appreciate over the next 18 months, and then you can pick and choose your spots where you put on perp trades much more decisively, right? Much more specifically.
And you know what I like about, well, besides everything, right? It's easier to trade a bull market, but what I've always been better at is I like having a core spot position and being able to trade around it a little bit.
This is where you believe in something. Come on.
Do you believe, man?
Do you believe, guys?
But I like being able to have a core spot position or a core spot allocation and trade around it. Where when you're in a bear market, you don't have the luxury of having a spot position. You don't have any positions, right? Your position is tether.
Yeah.
So you can't be like net short one inverse Bitcoin. Like it doesn't work like that. So I like being able to have a core position and then rebalance it with perps if necessary, either adding on some leverage or hedging. But I like this chart a lot, Tucker. And actually, I'm going to pull a Tommy real quick and then push it back to you. I had this saved on my my chart as giant range on market check. Do you remember drawing this a while ago?
Yeah, I do.
This is kind of interesting.
Yeah, I like that trend line too. What is that, 95K, something like that?
This, unironically, man, I guarantee you, if we get there will be some major reaction at that trend line.
For sure.
For sure there will be.
For sure.
Yeah. I mean, this is a long ways away, right? But I like Tucker's chart. This is clean, man. This is if you subscribe to any ideals that there's a, 4-year cycle or halving related cycle, or I don't know. I don't know why some people debate it. I think it's silly. I think it's basically a foregone conclusion that there is cycles to this. And they are somewhat dependent and related to the Bitcoin halvings. Maybe it's coincidence, but I don't really believe in coincidence like that, Tucker. I don't know about you, but I don't think it's coincidence.
No, I don't. Yeah. So if we tracked it perfectly, it'd be 51, correct to 35. I mean, and then just
that's perfect, man. That's so perfect.
Fine with me, man. Fine. I just put this.
So basically, from now until the halving. Oh wait, from now until the halving, we could potentially climb up to 50K.
When is this? 2025? Yeah. I bet you it's like that. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, big.
And let me ask you about the pullback from 50 to 35, though, in this hypothetical.
Yeah.
The timing of it, how would that line up with a potential recession in legacy markets?
So it would be Q2 of next year, right? Because that was
that's right now, according to the Fed's website.
It would be like next summer. Yeah, no, I know. And a lot of people are looking at the yield curve and saying that lines up for us having a correction in Q2 or a recession in Q2. So that would be like, oh my God, recession. Bitcoin's never been through this before. It's completely over. We come back to literally where we are right now. And then we just rip face.
So, okay.
And it could last a little longer, right? Because this, Bitcoin was $500, right? So this consolidation correction could be less volatile. Like we could go to we go to 51, we come back to 40, and then we hang out there for 3, 4, 5 months, and then we go,
Yeah. So, all right, let's dubiously speculate on this a little further. Can you take out a trend line for me? I'm going to try my best to explain where to drop this. Your green line, November 15th. Can you draw from the bottom there? Although the bottom of that structure to the right a little bit. Yeah. I mean, you could start it higher, at your green line, maybe start it at the green line. So that's fine too. Yeah. Yeah. Whatever. Loosely drawn. So maybe we can find a trend line like that for Bitcoin's current trend.
I see.
You know what I mean? So maybe we come back and revisit some trend. It won't be perfect, but
I mean, I
if we went from the
remember.
low,
I
and
remember this one when we broke it. It's completely over.
what if we just ignore that and bring it down? Yeah, like that. Yeah, that's our trend. That's our high time frame trend right there. So if we are repeating this fractal here and we do go to 50K, how would it line up with a retest of this trend line now?
Yeah, so we go to 50K before the halving. So we do like this, maybe here.
Yep.
And then we'd start nuking.
Down
38K.
to upper 30s.
So it'd be, yeah, summer next year, we come back into like 30. We come right back into the 618, about 38, 39K. And then we just send it.
All right, hang with me now. This is abstract, okay? Let's pretend the FTX drop didn't happen. Can you move where your trend line starts to the consolidation before the FTX drop? Right
Here?
there. Yeah. Ignore the FTX drop. Drag it down to the right. How does that work out?
That wick or these bodies? What do you think?
I'd say let's go Wix. Right there.
So yeah.
Because that includes
after the halving.
Yeah.
618. I mean, you could come back down to pretty much it's gonna be this consolidation, right?
Yeah.
It's gonna be like
yeah.
in here. That would be like September if it happened faster and more violent. You come back to like 32. That would be the FVG EQ right there, probably 32.5.
Basically sub 40K if this scenario happens and we go to 50K. If you get like 32 to 38, it's a shove and a half. Shove and a half.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Anywhere in here. Yeah. That's all you need to know.
Yeah, and I mean, let's look at ETH BTC, man. I like how you have these halvings drawn out because I want to. We've been talking in our Discord a lot about the importance of positioning in Ethereum, roughly this distance out from a halving, and yeah,
we're in here for sure.
Somewhere around there, yeah.
We're in here somewhere, yeah.
So this is the previous two halvings right here.
Yeah, so that's the next
one. There's
20.
another one, right? There
was one in 16. It was in like, let me just see when it was. 16 July.
This one acted a little bit differently, but ETH was also like $20 at the time. So
yeah, ETH had just come out basically. So
I mean, the most signal I think you can get is basically the 2021, May of 2020.
Yeah, I mean,
you can see that leading into that halving, we capitulated. We literally capitulated from a valuation of over 0.10 for ETH BTC. We nuked sub 0.02. Everybody starts calling for the death of Ethereum, like they're doing right now. And then look what happens. You get mega expansion. And I mean, it's hard not to look at this and think that we are somewhere in that green box, roughly.
Yeah. No, I think we are. I think, and yeah, man, this is what I've been telling everybody. January of the post-halving year, you shove ETH. Actually, really December of the halving year, but I mean, it's when it has all its enormous. I mean, that move was in January. That move was in January, which led to that. Like, it's the time. It's the time. So December of next year, you're going to want to shove ETH hard.
December of next year.
Yeah.
Let's mark out December of the halving years.
Okay, let's do it. You're going to see. You're going to learn today.
No, keep the halvings on there. Keep the halvings on there. Command Z that. But just make them green or something like that. Where's December of the halving year?
Well, December is when you capitulate. That's when you shove. But like, okay, write it. Yeah, there's one. Let's just say green. Where's another one? Right in here. I mean, those are really the only two.
So you just shove in December.
You just shove at the end of December. You just shove, and ETH just chads. Yeah. So that'll be obviously December 24th.
But we're also in December basically right now. So
yeah, so we're in a
green box.
pre-halving year. We're in a pre-halving year. So December of the pre-halving year would be right. No.
You have it marked out.
Do I?
Yeah, that's the green line right there.
Or yeah, January of 20. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So I mean that's like the bottom.
What about December of 2021? Or I'm sorry, 2020. Where were we? December 2020.
December in 2020 was
To the left, yeah.
right in here.
Yeah, I mean, look at that, man.
That's what I'm saying. Again,
December.
buy in December.
Beautiful. And now draw December right now. Where are we starting December? Yes, sir.
I mean, come on, guys.
What are we talking about here, gentlemen?
Yeah. The Ethereum tsunami. Yeah. So,
yeah.
Buy in December and just hang on. Hang on.
I like doing this little pair analysis here, man. We might need to do Sol ETH as well. I want to know how Sol ETH is going to do in the next bull market. So if we're bullish on ETH BTC here, how do we feel about Sol ETH?
Yeah, I wonder how.
Like where could Sol ETH be in comparison to ETH BTC? Like if we wanted to compare and contrast those two.
What do you mean? Like
let's just assume that ETH is basically, or I'm sorry, Sol is basically ETH in 2018, 2019. So ETH is to Bitcoin as Sol is to ETH.
So should we just do Sol Bitcoin?
Like I'm more saying like if Sol is primed to be like number 3, you know what I mean? Like ETH is to Bitcoin as Sol is to ETH.
Yes. So what year would it be?
I mean, I would assume it's, I mean, honestly, 19? Man, probably right there. Yeah. I mean,
yeah. So yeah, look,
you're gonna have to zoom way in on ETH BTC, probably.
Even the double bottom, man.
Yeah, like that's kind of
like you're right here on Sol.
Yeah, like that's actually what I think happens, and we come back. Look at that retest of like the top for ETH BTC of that little range. Yeah. Yep. I mean, that's something right there, man. And Sol ETH is gonna bleed down like crazy. Imagine Solana hangs out between 50 and 65 bucks and ETH goes to 3,000.
Yeah, that would be
Sol ETH would retest that trend line. You know, that'd be
Sol never below 50 ever again.
I don't know if I'd take that bet.
Ever.
You don't think so?
No. It'll probably come back to like 40 bucks at some point. We'll see. But yeah, no, I like that. I like the double bottom. We're probably peaked here. We bleed into like 0.015.
Let's massage a fractal on there. How about it?
I mean, either way, like this is the bottom. If
we're not revisiting that. We're bottomed. Let's
just or no wrong.
Oh, I was saying the other way.
Yeah. Oh man.
The fun way. That's fine.
How do I get more?
I don't think you need more.
I need more.
There's an arrow in the bottom right of your chart.
That's good enough, actually. That's good enough.
That should be plenty. That serves the purpose.
Yeah, all right. Let's just make this big.
All right, so overlaying ETH BTC.
Let's massage. Where's the double bottom? There it is.
Yeah, something like, I mean, that's clean, man. That is clean.
But that means...
No, see, I think it needs to be a little bit more compressed, honestly. Like,
but we need.
I mean, that works too. Yeah, that works too.
The timing's not perfect by any means, because you want that top to be in there. like that almost.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
There.
Look at that masseuse, man. He just fit that thing.
That's how it is, right?
All right,
there.
now let's have some fun, right? So where's ETH going to be in 2026?
Is that okay? Yeah, December 2025. What do you mean? Where's ETH going to be in
What's
2020?
ETH US dollar price?
I mean, 10K, obviously.
All right, what's the
If
valuation?
ETH doesn't go to 10K this cycle, it's failed. It's failed.
That's fair. All right,
2x from all-time highs. It's failed. All
but
right,
now
so
this
what
is where
that?
things get nutty, man. If ETH goes to 10K,
0.58. What is that? 5K Sol? No.
almost 6K.
Is that right? Yeah, that is right. There's
That's
no
where I
way,
kind of am
bro.
like, I don't know, man. That's
Well, either this is wrong or ETH is not going to 10K. And I would argue that this is probably wrong.
yes. I would argue that maybe we could double top here or something. So you know how ETH BTC didn't make go back to ETH BTC real quick.
There, I like this $1,200 Sol. That's
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
That's it.
But here, go back to ETH BTC for a second, the chart you had up before. So maybe to the left, see how we didn't go on to make a new high last cycle with ETH BTC? Like we peaked out in 2017. Maybe Sol ETH makes a lower, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you need to massage the fractal a bit where
Wait,
it doesn't make a new high against its ETH pair. So if you go back to Sol, maybe the fractal needs to be adjusted. Like move the fractal way down, Tucker. Like mush it.
That's bearish, man. That's bearish for Sol.
Like
so what, you're just thinking we get up to like,
yeah. Well, no, I mean maybe
$600 Sol. Max, we know Sol's going to at least 777. So
we do know that. So let's reverse engineer it, right? If Sol double, if Sol peaks at 777.
Yeah, close enough.
Sol goes to 777, and what's that valuation? 0.06.
Let's just say that 0.077.
So that'd be a $10,000 ETH.
Yeah,
I like that a lot right there.
Yeah. I mean, this is such a
liking our
huge
dubious
move, man.
speculation today.
Yeah, I know.
This is some real bull market conversation.
It is. It really is. Sign of the times, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did we lose Janet?
I think we lost Janet.
Oh, AZ
777.
doesn't understand. Wait. Oh, put it
We're
up.
fighting each other.
Yeah.
Oh. Why would Sol go that high? Brother, you don't understand, man. You must not have been in Kansas City with us. We saw a license plate that said Sol 777. The license plate says Sol 777. I have a
Just
picture
like
of
that.
it. I have a picture of it, man. So we said, all right, Sol goes 777. That's where we sell it.
Yeah, that's where I'm out.
I'm out at
I'm fine taking Sol from the mid-20s to 777, bro.
Yeah, I'd be cool with that too.
Yeah.
Buy a nice house. Whatever.
A few nice houses, man.
Seriously. Yeah, Tucker owns 45,000 Solana, so he'd be pretty well off.
Would be a very nice house. It's 777.
Imagine owning like 50,000 Sol, and it does that.
God, man, unreal.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's a little out of my my realm of possibilities.
Yeah, same. It's a little bit much.
Maybe on
Unfortunately, that's not a trade that I'd want to make or a bet.
Oh, Janet.
Janet.
Out of nowhere.
Ooh, Jeanette.
Yeah. Buy an NFT with the profit, says Evan.
I love how bears were pointing out all the securities about 3 months ago. And now everybody's wanting to bid the securities. Or at least the ones that the SEC said are securities.
The SEC.
All right, guys, we're going to call it here. Been going for an hour 20. Had some great discussions today. Had some fun today. Guys, thank you so much for being here. As always, my name is Max. I'm the CEO Because Bitcoin. And today I am with Tucker, our CFO, Will's Outlook, who's going by Janet Yellen, an analyst here at Because Bitcoin. And also, we did have Snorlax earlier on in the show, but he did have to drop off, unfortunately. No show tomorrow, guys, as it is Thanksgiving. It is Turkey Day, so enjoy your time off. Enjoy your time with your families, as we all will here at Because Bitcoin. If you have not yet, please consider liking the video and also subscribing to the channel. We greatly appreciate your guys' continued support day in and day out. And what better free way to support us than by just quickly taking a moment to like the stream so it gets pushed to more eyeballs, and also subscribing so you can be made aware of when we go live. And our schedule is basically Monday through Friday live at 10:50 a.m. Eastern time. Now, here's the Discord shill, guys. You knew it was coming. You knew it was coming. The first link in the description below is becausebitcoin.com/premium. It takes you to our website where you can sign up for our private Discord where you get to trade with me, Tucker, Will, Jackus, Wabi, and Snorlax. We have an active positions channel where we share all of our active positions and premium analysis that we don't cover here on YouTube. Our Discord has been absolutely crushing it. And we've actually picked up a lot of members recently, which it's a good thing, but also it's not going to be that way forever. So if you want to get into the Discord, well, it is still open. And you also want a 30-day free trial. I'm going to put a code across the bottom of the screen. Use code FREEMONTH for 1 free month. We do over 2 hours per day of live private voice calls with our Discord. One right before the New York session opens, and then one right before the New York session closes. Again, it's about 2 hours per day on average, where we talk markets, narrate everything that we're seeing, share plays, ideas, discussions. They're all recorded as well. It's a really, really great experience. So if you want to try that out, 30 days for free, trade with me and the entire Because Bitcoin team. Premium analysis, premium private setups that we don't share here on YouTube. Consider checking that out. We are really looking to build and accrue, our community going into the bull market. And again, the Discord's going to get big, but we're going to make sure it doesn't get too big. So get in while you can. And also we are doing 1 month for free right now through the holiday season if you want to check that out. Guys, thanks so much for being here. Reminder again, please like and also subscribe so you can be made aware of when we go live Monday through Friday. And we will see you guys maybe Friday. We will have to let you guys know. I got to see. The team is kind of traveling right now, so we have to see who is available. Obviously, it is Thanksgiving. But yeah, either way, guys, thanks so much. Have a great Thanksgiving if you are celebrating. But we will see you Friday or potentially Monday. Take care, guys.